Sometimes when you look at the wall, you realize where the shadow's coming from. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm here with another morning sesh. Um, as you can tell, throwback. Now, this throwback means I purchased some two items yesterday that reminded me of school. Now in school, I didn't really go to it, and I should have. But but it is what it is. Now, in middle school, I started hanging out with people that was like me in a way, meaning like did what I did and everything else. So I found my own little crew. The crew was it was pretty much skateboarding. I clicked up to some skaters and everything, and so I was able to get like hand-me-down skateboards, with um, them having like tech decks. I could never really get a tech deck because my mom was living under some circumstances where I couldn't really get much. Man, don't do this to me, Raw. But we were living under the circumstances, so I couldn't really get much, and majority of the things were hand me down. But these tech decks weren't as fat as they are now. No, the width actually, the width, not fat. But they weren't like that before. They were a little skinnier, so I was able to do certain stuff, whatever. But now that I'm a little bit older, it works out great. Now, my friends were always able to do the ollies and everything else with the tech decks. I didn't. I couldn't really get into it. I couldn't really. It's like you gotta see. This is it. Now listen. This tech deck is one of my favorite skate brands. It's just a new territory, and I'm like making sure we don't have no nosy neighbors. Nothing against them, but damn, can't neighbors just have neighbors and not be bothered? But these set decks, I couldn't really do anything. So watching them play them and everything else, I wanted one. I wanted one, and I wanted one. And when I actually got one, I ended up buying one from the dollar store, and it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. It's just like buying. Um, Back in the day, you could buy Walmart boards for $10. It's almost like buying a Walmart board from the dollar store and expecting it to ride like an actual tech deck. Now, watching on YouTube that, you know, trying to go back to how you do the ollie on the tech decks, even though I can do it on the skateboard itself, but I can't do it as a tech deck. It's I found out that these skateboards have they changed. There's different kind of grip tape, and by the way, this is my favorite one, by the way. Besides Alien Workshop and Dark Star, this is another one. Blind. Now listen, this blind deck, I did not know it has these edges right here, like caves in. It's like whenever your hot knife, it almost feels like that right there. There's a divot, so I'm not used to that. Plus, I don't remember it being like this, where I could just put just my index finger on there, like across. Or it's just because my finger's oversized. Who knows? But it's crazy. Um, but it's like felt weird in a way, you know. It's like, uh, it reminds me of how the skateboards has the has the I don't know what kind of specifically what kind of skateboard they are, but it has the plastic on the sides right here for some reason. It was usually on wide boards. Really, that's all I know. It's usually on the wide boards. Um, it just reminds me of that, and I just last night I just opened it. I was trying to save it for to open it with you guys, but I just couldn't open it right then. I had to open it. I was too excited. Like so with this blind, I don't know how you do all that blind stuff. The blind, you're just it's just a basic pack, you know. So when I bought it, I was like, I gotta buy one. I gotta buy two. I gotta buy them all. You know, it's just like Pokemon. You gotta catch them all. I just couldn't. Um, See, right now I'm just playing with it. It's like a fidget spinner, but I keep hitting it. Um, but just saying, I'm gonna go back to my friends at school with a skateboard decks. They had it. They had them, and they were able to do kick flips, tray flips, all that other stuff. This is back in the early 2000s. As far as I know, it was 2000s or yeah, I don't know. Middle school. It was the 90s, wasn't it? I have, I have, I just know it was an age. I don't remember. But they usually gave me their hand-me-down skateboards, so I was able to ride any kind of board. But my first skateboard was an Alien Workshop. I was 8 or 9 years old. There was nowhere to skate. Ugh. Uh, that was nasty. Just there's nowhere to spit, so I just had to do what I had to do. But that was my first one, and then all of a sudden I got that World Industry board. But with that being said, they were always doing tricks with theirs and coming up with the staircase with the rail in the middle of it, and it would be on the school books and just like skating on them and just trying to ollie over them. Well, I would always try because I can never get a hold of it. You know, I cannot ever get the down the pat with the ollie. I mean, it's the same thing on your own skateboard with shoes on. You gotta still pop and move your foot. You gotta pop, kick up. You gotta, or slide. If you're going to kick it, then you're going to end up doing a heel flip, tray flip, anything else. But this stud deck, I know it took me about 15 to 20 minutes to figure out if I want to buy four of them or that Alien Workshop. It didn't take me long to not want to get that deck of the Alien Workshop because of the fact that it was either $23, I think. I think it was like $23, $29. Um, how do you just lose it? No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't lose that lighter. There it is. Why don't I just get a lighter leash? Because what if I forget that I even have a lighter leash? That's why I don't really get it. And plus, it might snag. Um, but the tech decks and how back in school, it was just like school books, ends of tables, because it'd be the ends of the tables would be like curbs, like, I don't know, from the top to the bottom. I could just look back how middle school was with skateboarding, with tech decks, and then going to their little house and having a little kicker ramp. Oh no, no, not a kicker ramp for a beam. The kicker ramp is like no, but it was a mini half pipe. No, what do they call it? The reason why I don't remember it because I've been just skateboarding for to cruise right now because the fact that lately I just it is what it is. I think what did he have? It was it a kicker? It was a kicker, but then he had a wood piece to it. It's a small one. It's just like to be able to do a little rock the fakie or nose blown onto it, and then you could just get off of it. I don't remember, but he had one, so I wasn't really able to drop in it or whatnot for a good minute. But with the tech deck, I couldn't. I can't. It was just like I can't do it. I couldn't do it. It was now that I'm the age that I am, I'm trying to go back into tech decks. Like I found out watching a video that was put up like a year ago, I guess, that there is foam on these tech deck grips. I wonder if this is like mob. And also, before I tell you the other thing about what else I purchased yesterday for a throwback, I went up to the guy and I told him like, "Do you guys sell Ricta wheels?" And you know what happened after that? He's like, no, he didn't know what I was talking about. So I was talking to someone that was in there like, I have no idea how old the kid was, but he was a kid because if he doesn't know what Ricta wheels were, because they were selling Ricta wheels in that store many, many years ago. But Ricta wheels could have gotten balls. But I haven't done the research on Ricta wheels right now. They only had like those Spitfires, they had those Bones, they had. But that's all I could see right at that moment because the fact that I was looking at tech decks. My brother of mine that you've seen on here, it was. Don't be saying weed is bad. But no, uh, but going there, he did not know what the Richter wheels were. I love Jesus too. I love Jesus too. I'm gay with Jesus. Y'all, chill out. So going, I was just looking at the tech decks, and with a tech deck, I could not decide to, you know, get tech decks or look at other stuff because my daughter wants a skateboard. She never knew about these little tech decks. She only seen them online. So with that being said, I bought two of them. I bought two tech decks. Mine is a blind and hers is the enjoy. Um, that cracked me up. Uh, so hers is locked up somewhere, and the second item that I purchased from the skate shop was a hacky sack. Damn it! Y'all protesters get out of my live chat. Okay? Protesters get out. Um, uh, so it was a hacky sack. I've always had, well, I never always had one. I'm lying. I always went to school in high school. Now, this is the other kind of story between this. It's in high school, I never really went to school, to be honest, and I really liked enjoying school. But what made me really want to go to school every day was a hacky sack. And there was a group of people like headbangers, gothics, or whoever wanted a hacky sack could hacky sack. It didn't matter what it didn't matter what category you were. B2 music? Really? Really? You want to talk? Let's talk. You want to get live? You want to go live, man? No weed, man. No more. Okay. You know what? Now B2 music. We're gonna smoke to this, okay? Now, in high school, there was like just a group of people just in a circle. I thought, they had this little ball around. Uh, and this hacky sack has been with. Now, if anyone wants to hear some good music on YouTube, go to B2 Music. You know, you know, or just, I don't know. Leave your the YouTube channel thing up on there, man. People do watch my live. As you can tell in the subscribers. Anyway, and the views. But I'll go to the circle and they would always be hacking this one ball up. It was either made out of sand or they would put like BBs into it or whatever. I don't know what they would put in it, but it was fun to play. It's a good game for you could concentrate really good on it. You know how soccer players play with a soccer ball and everything. Now I don't know majority of soccer players know how to hacky sack. I mean, because you're coming from a bigger ball to a small little ball like this, and it just drops it. The hacky sack was just, it was like my fidget spinner kind of thing. My first fidget spinner was a Tet deck. It had to have been the Tet deck for my hands. And then it was handheld games, but I don't know. I'm not talking about handheld games and stuff right now, but this hacky sack. The greatest thing about this hacky sack game, you could play by yourself with it. You can you can have a group of people playing. You can have a big circle. It's just like a mosh pit. You know how mosh pits are, but then you're not running in the middle. You're not getting tossed around. You're just getting in a bigger circle. I wonder if a hacky sack circle could get. I haven't looked this up yet, but I wonder if there's a hacky sack circle that's big enough. Like, what's the biggest hacky sack circle? I wonder what that is. I wonder. I wonder if anything, if that's possible. Now, everyone's going to be hacking one leg up, possibly, but they're going to pass it to the left or they're going to pass it to the right. Either way, it's going to come from either direction. That looks like a great idea to do, a challenge of the biggest hacky sack circle. To me, the biggest mosh pit circle was the Wall of Death with Lamb of God. That was a big circle. But I would actually go to school and play this game. And I wanted one of those too. So like the only place you could possibly find it at the time was a skate shop. You can't find this hacky sack really anywhere unless you could find them online majority of the time. But whenever you do find them on the stores, you could find them as like this plastic threaded material. It has possibly like, I never really gutted it out, but it had these foam balls probably in it. I don't know. Once I realized what a real hacky sack felt like, I was like, I'm not buying one until I actually find one, and whenever I could find one, I didn't have the money for it, so I never really could buy one. Now, officially the first time I ever bought a hacky sack, I was either 20, between 25 and 26 years old is actually whenever I actually purchased my first hacky sack that I can remember. It had to have been because I kept it for years. I kept that. It was green. I'm putting that down. It was the blue right here was green. The inside right here was like tan. It was tan. Why am I rotating device? Okay, fine. No, I'm not rotating device. Um, the where the white is, it was tan. So it was about this small. Now, whenever I ended up losing it because I moved a couple of times throughout my life. And whenever you move, there's not always something that you leave behind, and then you don't even remember about it until like possibly a year or two later. It's like, damn, I misplaced that. But I miss it. But it did not have this great mushroom on it. It did not have this great mushroom on it. Mushrooms. It fit me so well. Now, he was getting his grip tape. He was getting his wheels. My brother and mine. He was getting his stuff ready. So once we realized what we were purchasing, we're headed up to the counter, and there was a bucket of these. There was a bucket of these. And there's like 3 of these and 2 other kinds. Basically, there was like 6 of them, maybe. I'm not going to tell you how many there was, but once I picked one up, I was like, I have to buy it. I'm going to have to buy it. I'm going to have to get it. It cost. It didn't have a price tag, so I was going to pay for whatever it paid for. I was going to buy it regardless. Because I hardly go to the mall. That was like my high school, and wasn't a mall rat, but good movie though. But the guy asked me if I knew how to hacky sack. I'm like, yeah, I do know how to hacky sack. The thing is, he's like, can you show me something? I'm like, yeah, why not? But I did not realize I had my ooze box, I had my speaker, I had a cell phone, I had a screen. Why did I have a screen? It's the filter. It was a filter screen for me. Because I went to my storage and I had a whole ordeal going on. But anyway, I took all that out, and he's like, wow, you can and everything. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. And I had my slides. So, barefoot hacky sack, I don't know how to get into that. I might look that up too. Barefoot hacky sack. I realized how to do it. Because you never know. I gotta figure it out in the wilderness. So that's why having a hacky sack is like, wow. You can't ever really get a soccer ball. Make a soccer ball. I don't know if you could actually make a soccer ball. Or a kickball. Like I said. But when I went up there, I couldn't really do it because I never really hacky sacked with bare feet. I tried, but I could never really get into it. But it was kind of embarrassing in a way because it's like, I know how to do it, but 2 factors was flip-flops or slides and the territory or the surroundings. I should have been able to do it right then and there anyway, because if I could do it right here, standing still in one little spot, I shouldn't have been able to do it, but I wasn't wearing my shoes. And at the time, whenever I would always hacky sack, I would be wearing globes. Globe Focus I didn't have DCs until like I was 20 something. No, I had DC Pures. And then Rob Dyrdek in 20, I was 21. That's when I knew those. They were blue and Rob Dyrdek's DCs. But I had DC Pures. Then I had Globe Focus. If I could, I hope I'm not saying these backwards. But skate shoes were always great to hacky sack. Great part. But whenever I was actually getting into hacky sacks, um, like the same era whenever this was going on, the TED decks. Hey, my roaches are. I did remember I put it on there, but anyway, there was the hacky sacks with ironically, the hacky sack and the tech decks were together with me in middle school. It's just I never really got my own until later on because whenever I had the money to get the hacky sack or the tech deck, I just forgot that hey, I want to get one, but there's other things that was more important, so I couldn't really get this. So there was the flat. I forgot. There was the flat hacky sacks. It went across your fingers because it was just. I don't know how. You just had to keep on your top, not the catch right here, because inside, you're not able to do that. Now, if me doing like this with the YouTube channel, I want to try to get like this. Right now, I can't do it right now because of the fact that I'm just, I could be like this and you guys can't see me. But there's the rectangle one that goes on your fingers. And we used to do that in class because you can just sit there and stand and do it. You can't. Because in class, you only had options. So my fidget spinner back in school was the hacky sack and 10 decks. But I could never really get my own because I didn't have a source. I didn't really ask for much. And these are inexpensive. I mean, I could have bought the Alien Workshop for 20 something dollars, but I bought the $9 and whoa, the $10 one. And I did not know if they had the classic ones because that's what I was really looking for. Now, I'm gonna have to go and um, online to purchase the classic one so I could show my daughter what it was all about back in the day. Because these two pieces right here kept my childhood fun. Tent deck and hacky sack. It's very hard to spend for this back in the day. And now it's even more. But this tent deck was made in China. And I wonder if I could actually get certain kind of trucks, like if I could get the Phantom 2s. That's the other kind of other kind. Huh. Guys, I'm tired. It's not because that's a lie. Anyway, um, these two items, these two toys, these two items can't be entertained. A hacky sack and a tech deck. Because You might not be able to do what you see on TV with people just being able to just do a kickflip and tray flips and varial hill flips and impossibles and half cab this and half cab, whatnot. But I'm gonna tell you this: this is much easier to do things than those BMX ones with the fingers. The fingers, the finger BMX. I couldn't really ever do that. I don't always have to use two fingers or two hands to play with those. The BMX ones, man, I could not at all do anything with those. But this was much better and much easier. Skateboarding is to me is more better to do than BMX. I love BMXing. And the bunny hop, don't get me wrong, the bunny hop, it was fun. But I'm gonna get off here before the other dogs start barking. Peace out, everyone. Thank you for listening and joining. Subscribe and subscribe. Peace.